I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, seal my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the option. Woo! Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead.
It's time! Welcome to DFS by the Numbers with your host, Brady.
Better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers and welcome to Best Bet for UFC Kansas City, Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. Very special show this Saturday, and it's going to be an Ed Herman special. I feel like we should spend the entire hour just talking about Ed Herman. I know that's probably going to be the breakdown we spend the longest on, but yeah, 14 fights on the card. You know, the prelims, they're a little bit iffy, but I'm really looking forward to this main card. Really looking forward to seeing, how these guys do today. Just a two-person show today. We got Lou Betya, we got Patrick. I did link down all their stuff below in the description. Patrick has a YouTube channel, Addicted to Combat, and then Lou Betya does a ton of work on the MMA engine, so go subscribe to both of those. Also, down in the description, you will see the current standings. Right now, we got our guy Lou Betya sitting in first. He's been in first since the very first week, so 4 weeks or about 4 cards in for a couple guys, 3 cards in for most guys. Lou is still in first there. And other than that, yeah, like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Do appreciate everybody hanging out on a Saturday. Let's kick it around to Lou first. Lou, what is up? You looking forward to Ed Herman Fight Week?
I mean, the best part about being a content creator is deep diving into short fuse fight tape. So, yeah, it's a fight card, man. There's some good spots here. There's some weird spots here, but I got 3 yam bag bets, so clearly you know how I feel about this card. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. We got Patrick. Patrick, what is up? Are you looking forward to some Ed Herman today?
Absolutely, man. Ed Herman versus Zach Cummings should be on the main card. It's a complete travesty. It is not, but Max Holloway being in the main event, I guess, will do. Always fun to see Max Holloway potentially, give somebody another life-changing 1,000 significant strike beating. And as far as this best bet contest goes, I mean, this is like Lou is in first place. I'm in last place here. I got to get my shit together, get some of that regression to the mean kicking in, hopefully. And right now it's like, Lou, you're like Max Holloway. I'm like Herbert Burns as far as this contest goes.
Well, I'm worried about who's Volk then, because it's only a matter of time before somebody overtakes me and I'm just done.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The cool thing about best bet is you can be in last and then hit like a plus, 20 to 1 prop and be in first like that. So maybe that's the day.
You better not. You better not.
You never know.
Well, I keep trying to do that, then I keep on digging myself further in a hole.
It only takes one. It only takes one big prop. That was kind of me last week. Like I missed a lot, but I hit the Watterson split decision, which helped me quite a bit. But before we get started and get into it, if I do want to shout out the chat before we go. We got Sean, first one in the chat. We got Propaholic. We got Michael. We got Justin. We got Josh, Lando, Charles Barkley, MMA Goulash. We got Brandon hanging out. CD, AK, Amsterdam. We got Sigma, PSSA 31, Bimmer Dude. We got Usman in here. We got Gunny. We got Jared as well. What is up, everybody? MMA Tubby, what is up, guys? All right. I say we get into it, and we're going to start with the first fight on the card. And we have Jocelyn Edwards going against Lucy Pudilova. We have Jocelyn Edwards. She's like plus 115. Lucy Pudilova minus 135. Kind of a mess of a fight to kick off the card, but curious to hear your thoughts on this. Lou, what are you liking for the first fight of the card?
Pass.
I
can't even justify like a split decision look. People just assume Pudilova is going to be like being able to implement a grappling game. Like this could be judged so many ways. Like Edwards not going to do much damage, which is going to have the optics of volume. So no, I don't want any part of this like at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I would be passing on this one as well. Patrick, are you passing on this one, or is there something that does stick out on this fight for you?
No, oddly enough, there is a way that I found to bet this personally and also for the show. I mean, both of these girls, pretty low level. We got Pudilova coming back into the UFC and taking on like the worst fighter last time out in Wu Yanan, but she handled her appropriately, and I do think that she'll win the fight just with the better dynamic striking. And if somebody's going to wrestle, it's probably going to be Pudilova. But what I like is the overs in this fight are juiced. You know, it's like minus 300, minus 320. But if you look on Bet Online, the fight goes just to have that extra 2.5 minutes is minus 230. So I'll take that because I do think that neither of these girls are finishers, especially in that final stretch of a fight. So to save that kind of money on just the fight going an extra 2.5 minutes, give me that fight goes to decision minus 230.
All right. Yeah, I think that one hits for you. Yeah, I can't get to anything here, but if anything, it's probably like an over. But like you said, they're pretty
Right.
juiced there. And the crowd goes mild. Yeah, I don't know if there's gonna be much excitement for this first fight. Edwards by booty clap. Not sure if that's a thing, but maybe you never know. What can happen in that fight. We got Walsh hanging out. What is up, Walsh? We got Eric as well. Silky in the chat. What is up, guys? And yeah, Lando Sand pass. I agree. All right. We'll move on to the next fight. Another kind of low-level fight. We have Gaston Bolaños going against Aaron Phillips. We got Bolaños minus 170, Phillips plus 145. Money's been coming in on Phillips. Just another sketchy fight where Bolaños, he's like 6-3, has no ground game to speak of. A good striker, but just has not fought anybody. And then we have Aaron Phillips, who has literally not fought in 3 years. So honestly, another mess of a fight, but I'm curious to your guys' thoughts on this one. Patrick, what do you like for this one here?
You know, just the straight up Bolaños money line, which has come back down, which is minus 172 right now. I'm seeing on Bet Online. I do like this one. I mean, it's a very sketchy fight to bet on, you know, from a gambling perspective. Just looking at both guys coming to the UFC basically for a fresh start. You know, like the past few times we've seen Aaron Phillips, it's been a long time, and he's always fought grapplers. So finally, another striker to match up his Taekwondo with a Muay Thai guy, but I just like Bolaños' abilities a lot more here. He probably does get a knockout in this spot, and I think they're trying to tee up an exciting fight. So give me that Bolaños money line. I'll play that.
Minus 172 there on Bet Online.
Yep.
Lou, what are you liking for this fight here?
Well, this number's been getting nuked, but I still see it at plus 750 on DK. Give me the Phillips sub. I mean, I know he hasn't fought in a long time, but Bolaños is awful on the ground. I mean, he struggled with like Solo Hatley. He's struggling with people that have no grappling. And with all the spinning attacks he throws, I think there's going to be an opportunity for Phillips to get his back, get him down once, and that's all it might take. So Phillips sub on DK plus 750. Let's go.
Yep.
If you want to give me the plus 700, that's fine because you don't see it on PFL. But
something's wrong with best fight odds. They need to kind of get their stuff together. Like they're not even showing anything on DraftKings, which is weird. But so hopefully they figure that out. But yeah, they've been lacking. So I might have to move it to like fightodds.io. I think they're a little bit better at this point. Get Darce in the chat. So these guys get 4 passes. So you only bet on 10 fights. It's a 14 fight card. So these guys will each get 4 passes. Lou already used 1. And then he has 3 passes left. Patrick still has 4 there. So that's why the guys pass on the show, because you have to only bet 10 fights.
I pass every fight, but somehow I have plus units. You know,
Math is challenging, Lou. That is for sure. Don't tap saying under 2.5, call it a day. Yeah, Lou, you were talking about liking that under, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good straight bet as it is. I mean, if Bolaños does get him, again, we don't know. Phillips hasn't fought in so long. We really don't know. Even if his cardio is going to be enough to just continually go for takedowns if he gets stuffed. So, but the sub's price too crazy for me not to take a shot at it here.
Yeah, I took a shot on the sub too. Lando saying played Phillips sub 1, 2, and 3, as did Jared there. Mick saying I like Bolaños by stoppage. Yeah, if this fight does not hit the mat, Bolaños is a very good striker, very dangerous. I think the knockout could be live, but yeah, under is probably the best way to go. But Bolaños is a fish out of water on the ground, that is for sure. Fraud against fraud this fight. I guess you could say that. I'll be counting his passes. You do that, Get Darce. You
keeps it up. He's going to be doing it from the sidelines.
Let me know. I mean, I always count the passes, and we have everything right here as well, so you can like count them up. I mean, every show, but it is what it is. All right. moving on. We got Bruna Brazil going against Denise Gomez. We have Brazil minus 142 now. And then Gomez, she's plus 122. This line has moved quite a bit. Gomez, she was plus 205 there, March 27th, plus 195, March 30th, and now plus 122. Brazil, she was as low as like minus 240. So yeah, a lot of people on the Gomez side. Lou, what are you liking in this fight here?
I'm going to play the Gomes side here. And this is another one that just got absolutely steamed this whole week. I see it at plus 130. Can't say I feel overly confident about it. I think I know Pat's on the other side of this, but I do think Gomes is going to have an advantage on the ground. Brazil is just very bad on the ground, I think. And Gomes looked all right against Loma. I mean, it's not a horrible loss right there. So Brazil's level of competition hasn't been good. So give me Gomes even at the plus money price here at 130. I would have liked it earlier in the week, but 130 is still good.
All right, 130 for Gomez there for Lou. Patrick, how about you?
I'm on the exact same side as you, Lou, on this one. I actually bet this at plus 170. Put one unit on it, but now it's come down, so I'll take that plus 130. It's one of these cases where you've got two pretty green girls in the division now, so both of them showed a decent account of themselves on the Contender Series, but Brazil is, like Lou was saying, somebody who's kind of steamrolled through low-level competition with stoppages. We haven't seen her extended, but I was really impressed by Gomez in that loss on 4 weeks' notice against Loma Lukbumi. I think that was a really strong showing by her. Attempted a lot of submissions, almost got one in round 1, almost got one in round 3. I like the Gomez sub, especially in the late rounds as well. But for now, give me that money line plus 130. Probably should have been on this. Like at this point, I wouldn't bet that number. I like the plus 170 to plus 200 that you could have gotten before. But give me the tougher girl here.
All right, so both on the Gomes side. Charles saying, where is Weezy F Baby? Weezy will be on in a couple weeks. Gomez gives Domes. Gomez gives Domes. I don't know. JR saying, what's up, DFS? You want to get crazy, dog? I'll meet you at your gym. We can spar talking shit about my sister. 1, JR, I don't know you. 2, JR, I don't know your sister. And 3, I think that's a very bad idea. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Cards bring out some weird shit, dude.
What happened?
Weird cards are bringing out some weird shit today.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who JR is, but weird. Fight ends in sub plus 550. MC saying, I actually like Brazil here. Brazil will win. Yeah, I'm not betting on this fight personally, but yeah, those early numbers on Gomes were very intriguing there. We got Propaholic saying, what's good? What is up there? Is Uncle Weezy's dog still barking? Probably. And we got Propaholic with the dono. Good luck today, everyone. Great cast here. Appreciate you, Propaholic, for the dono, and thank you for hanging out. Good luck to you today. Appreciate that, Forrest, as well. All right. Let's move on to the next fight. We got Daniel Zellhuber going against Lando Venata. Zellhuber minus 130, Lando Venata plus 110. We'll start with you, Patrick. What do you like for this fight here?
And it's a very confusing fight, something you probably just want to sit back and just learn from. I'm a complete degenerate, and I maybe was up too many days in a row, and I picked Lando Venata. I actually put one unit on him at plus 110, just because I really think that he can start. He's such a good, fast starter and very experienced guy, more well-rounded guy in this matchup. And even though he's giving up some physical advantages, if he can start fast, he can make Zellhuber as hesitant as he was in his last fight. But 23 years old for Zellhuber, he could make some drastic improvements. He's huge for this weight class. So I'm going to pass for the sake of the show. Full transparency, I did put a unit on this, but if I win that bet on the dog here, not something I'm going to be jumping on Twitter and, talking mad shit about, So it's a bet you probably just want to sit back and learn and see if Zellhuber can right his wrongs from his poor debut.
Yep, passing on the Zellhuber fight. Nothing wrong with that. Lou, how about you? What do you like here?
I'm passing too. I just want to say I was debating all week. Do you buy the dip on Zellhuber? We're getting such a good line, but man, Venata's just a big step up from Ogden. Ogden is, how I feel about Ogden. He's awful. And Venata keeps changing weight classes. Like there's so many variables in this fight. Like could be a boring fight. If this thing hits the ground, I even wonder if it would. Who would initiate it? Zellhuber's not bad. His defense isn't bad. Venata could go out of nowhere, go for takedowns here, but just way too many unknowns here.
Nothing wrong with that. I was tempted on Zellhuber, thought it might be a good buy low spot. Kind of missed the line, though. He was at minus 115. Now the line's kind of gotten away. And at that point, I'm fine with just sitting back. Gunny saying, Brady never reads my messages, SMH. Well, there might be a good reason for that. I mean, I try to read as much as possible. Zellhuber is so much bigger. Yeah, we saw that at the weigh-ins. He is much, much bigger there. I'm fading Zellhuber big time. I can't trust that kid, and yeah, don't blame you, but I think we do see a much better version of him this time around. I mean, we can't see a much worse version of him because that was probably the worst you'll ever see him look. If Venata can make Zelly uncomfortable early and get in his head like last time he fought, that's GG. We got Glenbot. What is up, Glenbot? How you doing? All right, I think we caught up everything. Nobody should be on Zellhuber with his last performance. And I don't know. I kind of disagree with that. I think we're getting this line because he went out there and looked like crap against Ogden. Like if he went out there and looked phenomenal, knocked Ogden out, I mean, he wouldn't be like minus 120, minus 130 here. So I couldn't get it I couldn't get to it myself though. So nothing wrong with passing on it. We'll move on to the next fight. We have Jillian Robertson going against Pierre Rodriguez. We got Jillian Robertson around minus 122, Pierre Rodriguez plus 102. We got a line flip here. Robertson was plus 147 for a while. She's now minus 122, the favorite. Rodriguez, she was around minus 172 for a while, and she's now plus 102, the dog. We'll start with you, Lou. What are you liking for this fight here?
I'm going to play Jillian Robertson here. Still a reasonable price, even with the steam. She looked good on the scales. I think she's going to have a strength advantage. Narco brought up like a really good point last night on Lambeau. He said in every one of her fights but two, she's gotten at least one takedown. I do think her cardio is going to hold up here. She's had no problem making the weight. So I don't think she gets the sub though. I know a lot of people are big on the sub prop this week. I'm not so sure. Pierre Rodriguez is tough. She's undefeated. She's never shown that she's ever been in true danger of getting submitted. So I think Jill wins by decision, but the minus 130 is good enough for me for this one.
All right. I'll give you the minus 122 on Robertson there.
Even better.
All right. Robertson money line minus 122. Patrick, what do you like in here?
Pass. I'm going to pass on this one. I like in principle, I like the Rodriguez side here. Did not get to a bet to it. Want to see how Robertson performs at this weight class. It's been a long time since she's been here, and she does look good. But she's just so finish dependent, So Lou's saying he doesn't think she's going to get the submission. I think that would be her best path is to, if she wins a decision, which she rarely does. She's 2-5 in decisions, which is hard to get behind at these later weight classes, right? So Rodriguez undefeated, not the best level of competition so far. All the experience of Robertson, still only 27. I'm at such odds with this fight. I can see where the line is close. So if I had to throw a bet, I would say Robertson submission, which is plus 230. She's submitted like 6 out of her 8 wins in the UFC. But just a pass for me overall. I'm very, very confused by this fight.
Yeah, me too. I'm passing on it as well. And I am passing on this next fight, but it seems like this is like the most bet fight of the week. We have Ed Herman going against Zach Cummings. We have Zach Cummings minus 205, Ed Herman plus 175, the people's main event. I know it's your main event, Lou, so I'll kick it off to you first. What are you liking for this fight here?
Anybody who watches my content knows what I'm taking here. Enough of this shit. 20-1. Give me the yam bag special with the Herman fight. It may even be a fake yam bag. I just don't care. Their combined age is 80. Cummings has a bad back. Herman's got some sneaky, weird grappling upside here too, if he wants. But give me some absolute absurd ball shot. 20-1. I will not make it my best bet of the day, but give me the yam bag here.
So for people that don't know, and everybody should know by now, but if people don't know, could you explain what a yam bag is?
It's a point deduction. It doesn't necessarily have to be a shot to the sack.
Yeah.
It's just the preferred method of how I want it to happen. And it's a cultural sensation at this point. But I actually have 3 of them on this card. But, typically lefty versus righty is something we like to look at. This one's just, sometimes you just got to look at like the biggest meme fight on the card. I was going to do Kudiyaba and Bozer, by the way, but I don't think the fight's going to go long enough for it to hit. This one, at least, I'm pretty sure I'm getting like 10, 12 minutes for it to happen.
I like it. I think it's very live. Somebody in the chat said a draw, 88-1. Maybe. I mean, anything's possible.
I don't see a 10-8, but I do see like a yam bag. So it's Cummings just looked so bad on the scale, man. Like he just didn't even look like he wanted to be there. So
yeah, it was rough. Patrick, do you like anything on this fight here?
I like everything about this fight, man, but I'm going to pass for the sake of the show. I'm taking the dog on this one. out of the principle, this should not be the money line that it is. Like, this should be a 50-50 fight at best. We've got Cummings, who was bedridden for a long time in between his, 3 years off. He barely thought he'd ever be able to train, much less fight again. And now this is his retirement fight because he's in his hometown crowd of Kansas City. So he's retiring after this fight, riddled with injuries. It's been a 3-year-long layoff. It's like every red flag possible in a fight to bet, right? You just want to stay off of this one. Ed Herman, however, this is the last fight on Ed Herman's contract at 42. So he still wants to fight another fight or two, whether it's the UFC or not. But they basically told him, you impress here or you're out. You're too old. So they're both possibly retiring in the UFC after this fight. I want nothing to do with this, but it's going to be entertaining as hell. Pass.
He's got to get his Holly Holm contract after this 8-fight extension.
Oh my! I hope not.
Yeah, and they both have fight leagues. They're both fight promoters now. I guess every UFC fighter is at this point. So they both have day jobs, and I'm sure they couldn't care less about this fight besides a paycheck.
Well, Cummings said he's coming back because he's fighting in front of his daughter, because it's his home area, and he's 5 now. So he's just doing a retirement fight just to
see if he still got it. Yeah,
that's what he said.
My goodness, it should be a fight for sure. It's definitely gonna be a fight that's gonna happen today. MC saying he took the Herman side and the under 2.5 fight to end hilariously. I think it's gonna be pretty fun, entertaining to watch.
Minus 250.
Yeah, it could be a good parlay piece to end very hilariously. Cummings was hinting at retirement after this fight. Not a great sign, but 42-year-olds ain't good in MMA either. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a weird fight there. Small stab because it was plus 2,000. Yep, that point deduction, that yam bag. Let's go. Zach decision for me. Agree it should be a pick 'em, probably just because of all the red flags on Cummings. But I don't know. It's a fight I just can't get any money on for sure. And Bill is taking the draw.
Love it.
Plus 5,000 for the yam bag special. Isn't that called draw bags, where you bet
the draw bags,
the yam bags and the draw, right?
Yeah, the yam bags and the submission is the yam mission. Draw bags but the draw bags is perfect because the guy that does it that 1-2 rounds gets it. You look pretty good.
Yeah, that draw bags would have been great. And what fight was that? The
Menafield Crute.
Yeah,
right.
I think so. Right.
Yeah, we all had a couple under. Of them. We had the under and then a draw.
Yeah,
tremendous.
Yep. That's how it goes. All right, let's move on to a actual good fight. We have Matheus Nicolau going against Brandon Royval. Nicolau minus 195, Brandon Royval plus 170 here. Patrick, what are you liking for this fight?
I'm liking Nicolau quite a bit here, and especially at flyweight. I kind of mentioned this with the P-Rod and Robertson fight. These lighter weight classes, flyweight, I kind of want the guy with more decision equity. Just so clean with the counter striking, so clean with his jiu-jitsu as well when it goes to the mat. And we know both of those things are problematic for Brandon Royval, who's super chaotic, brings the pace, sort of a killer be killed fighter, although he's never really been knocked out. He's been submitted a few times, dropped in his last fight. I think that my biggest concern for Nicolau is his low volume, his low output at times, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. I think Royval's action will bring those counters out of him reactively. So I've got a money line bet, 2.5 units on Nicolau. So give me that as the best bet. What's the best price on that right now for his money line?
Nicolau
looking at minus 195.
195. Yep.
Yep, I'll take that. I'm pretty confident in him.
All right, Nicolau money line minus 195 for Patrick. Lou, what do you like on this fight here?
I'm going to take the over 2.5 at even money. It's going to be a very scary play, especially with the way Royval fights. But Royval's been pretty dirt. I mean, was one loss that he lost by KO. He was a shoulder injury and got subbed by Pantoja. Pat's bringing up how low volume Nicolau is. And that's what worries me here, is that he'll be able to weather the storm, be able to win minutes on the feet as Royval gets tired. I think Nicolau decision's a decent look, but I think this thing is going to kind of shock people and go over. So over 2.5, even money works for me.
All right, going against the grain there for that one. And then Patrick is taking that Matheus Nicolau money line. And I think we have one more fight before we get on the main card, and then we'll go over the prelims real quick. So you guys are saying in the chat here, goodness, Beaver, what's your deal? I like Royval. There you go. Royval has 9 out of 14 wins by submission and 0 submissions in round 3. Sportsbet has Royval submission 1 or 2 for me. What are the odds on that? This fight gives me Yanez vibes, PTSD. How's that? I don't know. Guys, it wasn't a shoulder injury. Moreno literally broke the dude's face. He needed surgery. And I thought his arm popped out or like his shoulder popped out on that one, right?
Yep.
SK Twinkle Toes says fight does not go to decision. Mick saying Royval by stoppage in under 2.5. And Brandon asked if we'll show the spreadsheet. Yeah, we're going to show that after this next fight here. So let's move on to that next fight. If you guys have not already, be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and go check out Lou on the MMA Engine. Subscribe over there, and then go check out Patrick on Addicted to Combat and subscribe to him as well. Great content from those guys each and every single week. All right. We'll go to Bill Algeo going against TJ Brown. We got Bill Algeo minus 192. TJ Brown is plus 167. Some solid line movement here. There's been money pouring in on Algeo throughout the week. I'm not sure what it opened. Yeah, opened at minus 139, currently minus 192. And then TJ Brown opened at plus 119, currently plus 170. Lou, we'll kick it to you first. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I don't really like laying big juiced numbers here, but I got to go with Bill Algeo. I mean, it's my dude. He's my King of Prussia guy. I mean, I have a same game parlay. I know it's not like part of the show's thing, but I did have a play. If you guys are sitting DraftKings, Algeo money line and TJ Brown to get at least one takedown. I do think he does. And you get like plus 240 on that. It's a good way to flip the number. And you get like an uncorrelated bet, but I don't really like these plays, but Algeo I see a decision as possible. He could get a late finish, but just give me Algeo. I'll do a square pick for once.
All right. Algeo money line, and we'll give you minus 188 there. Patrick, what are you liking here?
I'm on the exact same side of this one. I'm not overly excited about Bill Algeo just overall. I'm not playing this fight myself, but I mean, when you're looking at TJ Brown, who, he can get a takedown early, and then 1 second later, he's on his back. He gets reversed so easily. He gets taken on himself so easily. I think Lou is completely right that you could probably pair those two together in an SGP and get, some better money on it. I like that play. Bill Algeo, just a more creative and dynamic striker, too. TJ's pretty basic on the feet, just basic weapons, calf kicks, 1, 2, 3s. Bill Algeo's going to be throwing kicks with those, that hands down style, countering effectively, and just doing a little bit more. So, give me Bill Algeo. Could potentially even get this inside the distance, but I'll just take that money line. What did you say, minus 188 at this point?
Yep, 188.
Nice, I'll take it.
Yep, I'm on it as well. I always struggle with TJ Brown fights, honestly, but hopefully I got it right here. I'm on the Algeo side. Get Dar saying Bill Algeo lock of the card for me. Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a lock, but I do like him quite a bit. Joseph saying, I seen someone get shot on the south side of Chicago last week. That's how I feel about hearing some of your bets, what I'm witnessing. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Joseph, but
I think I understand. I feel the exact same way about this card.
Yeah, I don't know. He said he's only making one bet today. I got you, man. Especially these prelims, man. It is bad. Londa sucks. Who's Londa? Are you talking about Londo in the chat or Land of Venata? I think the Algeo sub is super live. It could be. Brown's been subbed a couple times, and he doesn't have the best gas tank.
And he's very liable to make a stupid mistake on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
That's like what TJ Brown does.
Yeah, or just shoot a tired takedown later in the fight.
Yeah, we saw it against Jordan Griffin the second round there. So yeah, we could see that. I'm going to stack Pantoja at UFC 290. Hope you're with me, Brady. Yeah, I'm probably going to be going to UFC 290. I'm hoping the tickets aren't like something ridiculous though. We'll talk about that Ozmont fight really soon here. Pudilova is 28, looking 40. I don't know if she looks 40. She does maybe look low 30s there.
That one Tapology picture she had was terrifying, though. They had to
her Tapology picture is terrifying.
The one before, she looked like drugs. It was bad.
My.
Before the Wu Yunan fight. Oh yeah, it looked bad. It looked really bad.
Goodness. Charles Barkley saying, "Read my chat." It's really hard to read all these guys, especially some of the. There've been some terrible comments today, so I'm trying my best to filter through them. All right. Anyway, let's go over the current bets here and make sure everything's correct. Lou Betya is passing on the Pudilova fight. Reminder, we get 4 passes this card because there's 14 fights. We're betting 10. He's passing on the Pudilova fight. He's taking Phillips sub at plus 750. He's taking the Gomes money line plus 130. Passing on the Zellhuber fight. Robertson money line minus 122. He's taking the Herman Yambags plus 2,000. Royval over 2.5 plus 102. And then Algeo money line minus 188. Is all that correct so far, Lou?
Yep. Sounds good to me. And even if it wasn't, I'm going with it.
All right, perfect. Patrick, you're taking the Pudilova fight goes minus 230. Gaston Bolaños money line minus 172. The Gomez money line plus 130. You're passing on Zell here. We're passing on Robertson, passing on Herman. You're taking Nicolau money line minus 195, and then you're taking the Algio money line minus 188. Is all of that correct?
Yes, sir. Good job.
All right, we can see it on the screen there. Patrick, you have one pass left, and Lou, you have two passes left there. So can't wait to see how you guys do today. Should be a very fun card and a hilarious card on some of these fights. But we'll move on to the start of the main card, I believe. We have Rafa Garcia going against Clay Guida. We got Rafa Garcia minus 280. Clay Guida is sitting at plus 240. We'll kick it to you first, Lou. What are you liking for this main card opener?
I'm going to play Garcia in the distance at plus 250. I told you before the show, I'm getting a little scared off the sub because I do see some people, ready to take that KO prop. But I like Garcia. I think he's improving. He's still only 28. Like, it's just kind of unbelievable. He does seem older than that. But, look, man, Guida didn't look really that good against Holtzman, who was retiring. And as much as I revere Guida and love his career, just the speed's going away. Garcia's got his cardio seems to be improving. I mean, somebody was like, oh, he was so tired against Maashate in the third round. I mean, he fought through it, though. Like, that was a war. He looked great. I think if this thing hits the ground, and it's going to, it's got it at some point. Guida's very liable to dive into a choke. So I favor this submission. I'm going to be a little safer. I have it at plus 250 for the end of the distance.
Plus 250. I like it. I'm right there with you on that one. Patrick, what do you like for this fight?
Yeah, I had written down plus 230 Garcia inside the distance, but I'll take that higher number for sure. I mean, Guida not really finished all that often, but he has been hurt more and more, and he looks very uncomfortable when he's pressured and hit, and he just tries to retreat. And he's got so much more basic striking weapons than Rafa Garcia at this point, who's so much younger. So one thing that differentiates these two guys, in my opinion, is how they utilize their takedowns and what they do when they're on the ground. Guida at this point, holding position, just trying to maintain top control. Rafa Garcia is super active, slicing and dicing with the elbows, looking for subs. So obviously the path to beat Clay Guida historically is to submit him, but at his age, man, I could see a knockout happening as well. So give me Rafa Garcia, that double chance, knockout or sub.
All right, looks like we're all three on the same page there. Professor saying, is this just best bets? We can talk DFS. Yeah, what do you want to talk about? Put it in the chat. We'll bring it up. Lando played the Garcia KO 2-3. And I think that's why people are taking those shots on the Garcia KO. It's because
it's a crazy number.
They're just wild numbers. So it's like plus 1,000 for KO. So I'm assuming those KO 2-3s are going to be crazy as well. Sean saying Garcia all day. I like him quite a bit. I love Garcia into the distance. Also intrigued by the 10-1 KO. Yeah, it's a juicy line there. Garcia has good gas. Lately, it's looked a lot better. He's
training at elevation too, by the way, Brady. I think that's important to know. That's where he's been training. I think he's with Swanson and somebody else right now.
Yeah.
So
I could only see that going poorly for him if he falls in like one of those Leonardo Santos positions where you try to get Clay Guida out of there early. You think you got the job done. The ref doesn't stop the fight. Clay survives, and then you're gassed in round 2 and 3. That's how I would see this going poorly for his cardio.
His last KO was 4.5 years ago, by the way, just to answer the question in chat.
Yeah, I was about to say he only has one knockout ever. He has a lot of club and subs and submissions.
He got close last fight, though. I mean,
yeah.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog. Both guys are. Yep, Bots and Nick, send me the link, and I can put it in the chat. I think it'll show up in the chat if you send it to me. So Professor, he said he wants to avoid chalk in my DFS single entry thoughts. So I think some of the higher owned guys are obviously Max Holloway, Kudalaba. I don't know if you want to avoid some of those though. And single entry, I don't know.
Take a shot with Robertson at her salary.
Yeah, like
Phillips is a good cheap option. His ceiling is like insane.
I was about to say Phillips down low. I think TJ Brown has some upside in a win if he's able to pull it off. He's gonna be low owned. Let's see. I got you, Nick. Will do. All right. Oh, I don't know if I can make you a mod on here, but yeah, I'll put it in the chat here. Very little chalk this week, to be honest. Has Garcia ever fought a wrestler like Guida? Guida doesn't get tired either. I think he'll be fine. All right, we'll move on to the next fight. We have Chris Gutierrez going against Pedro Munoz. We have Gutierrez minus 200. Pedro Munoz is plus 170. We'll start with you, Patrick. What do you like in here?
Yeah, I'm big on Gutierrez in this spot. I did put I parlayed him for 2 units with Gilbert Burns last week. So the line hasn't changed all that much, but right now that's like a combined minus 123 parlay odds I'm writing in. Just a more dynamic striker, younger guy, a guy who's going to be able to stick and move. The worry with Gutierrez is you're going to have to stick around for besting Pedro Munoz for 2 out of 3 rounds at the very least. You got to stick around for 15 minutes, not get caught on the ground, which I don't see happening, not get caught inside of kicking range. So as long as he can stick and move, cut angles well, which he's done, and just be the more dynamic striker on both stances, I think Gutierrez is a very good spot here to just kind of show Pedro Munoz that he's a little bit too old at this weight class. So whatever that money line is, do you know what the cheapest one is? It's probably minus 205, something like that.
I see minus 200, but I'm not sure.
Saying.
Yeah, 200.
Yeah,
all right. That. So Chris Gutierrez money line minus 200. Lou, how about you? What do you got?
Number 3. Pass number 3. I just can't find an angle I really like here. Gutierrez, he always seems to drop around and he can bail himself out getting kicked. If Munoz comes out hot in the first, like he did against O'Malley, starts landing them kicks, it's going to affect Gutierrez's movement. I know he's the younger guy, but Munoz is a vet. I think this fight goes to the distance at a pretty high clip, but that over is like, there's no way I can get that for a best bet here. So he'll use my 3rd of 4 passes on this fight.
All right. Hopefully Darce doesn't get too upset about that. Just kidding, Darce. How long have you been doing best bet, Brady? Since last year, but we started this year making it a competition with 10 guys. We started that in January there. Let's see here. Garcia is an easy win. Don't overthink it. I sure hope so. I have a lot of money on him this week. Portillo, not that high on. I think he'll have some ownership. Pedro is a cocky dwarf. My hatred for him blinds my objectivity. Goodness. Yes. And yeah, guys, I put the. You want to say something, Patrick?
No, I like that. I got money against him. I like the energy.
Let's go. I put the contest link in the chat here, guys, for Pub Sports Radio. Winner gets $100 for first place. It's basically like Tapology. You make all your picks, you put them in. First place gets $100. So go check that out if you have not already. Free money there. What's a good parlay? I don't really like any parlays this week. Lou, I know you had a parlay. You have Garcia and Algia, right?
That's it. Plus, and it was plus 111 when I put it in.
Okay. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. I like Garcia as a parlay piece. Algio, solid parlay piece. I think Holloway, and then
Herman.
No. Who was the other? I don't mind like Jacoby as a parlay piece, but I don't have any parlays myself this week. Odds we lose another fight after they lock lineups, minus 150.
God damn it.
God.
You want me to tell you in my lineups, you know which one of the 6 it's going to happen to? Like,
dude, that ruined my whole day last week.
It's probably going to happen to the Algio fight. So that way my only like big bet is Garcia money line. Like that wouldn't shock me if TJ Brown's like, my foot.
I don't know if I'd parlay Bruno Brazil, but at best 8-leg parlay. I don't know if we have time for that. Fading a cocky dwarf is likely plus EV. What was plus EV last week?
Pfeiffer. People that it was on the prop show. It was people that say they're gonna die if they lose. Betting on them is plus EV.
You bet his life on that.
And hey, just he won, so like he won like
through,
pretty
man.
quick.
It came through. That was awesome. Shout out to Joseph Pfeiffer for that one. That was nice. All right. Couple. Yeah. If this fight gets canceled, I won't be too upset about it, but I know a lot of people that will be. And one of those people was on this panel.
And this was it like Latifi and Olynyk, and it was like, no, like why? This is like perfect fight.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Yeah. Hopefully none of that shenanigans or ballyhoo happens today.
Ballyhoo.
All right.
Thief.
We have 4 fights left. We have, Ion Kudalaba going against Tanner Boser. In my opinion, just another mess of a fight that I don't want to bet on, but let's hear what you guys got on this one. Patrick, what do you like in here?
This will be my final pass for the best bet show just because of what you said, man. It's a very volatile fight. You got Tanner Boser, who I lost a lot of money on last time just because I bet the fight not to go to decision against Rodrigo Nascimento. And who went to their first decision with Tanner Boser? Rodrigo Nascimento. And he also got his hand raised just by being the fatter man, laying on top of this guy. So I could see Ian Cutelaba actually winning that way. And I do pick him slightly to win this fight. And what I do have personally is a quarter unit on Cutelaba by decision, which is hard to even say, but it was plus 800. So that still exists out there. I think plus 650, plus 700. That's what I like in this spot. But altogether, I mean, unless it's some crazy plus money number like that, just avoid this fight altogether. So it'll be a pass for me. But slightly, if you had to put a gun to my head, I think Cutelaba could pull this one off of all people he can fight.
All right, Patrick using up his fourth and final pass. Lou, you still have 2 passes left. Are you using one of those here, or do you like something in this fight?
No, I have 1 pass. I passed on the Munoz Gutierrez fight.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I do like something here. I'm never taking a side ever with Cutelaba again. Like, I'm done with this. I do like fight doesn't start round 3 at minus 150. I know it runs contrarian to Pat's bet. I kind of want Pat to hit his bet. Like, that'd just be such a sick hit. But I mean, I think we know what to expect of Cutelaba at this point. And the Boser's not a big finisher, but it doesn't matter just the way Cutelaba fights. He has 4 minutes at gas. He could land 17 takedowns in the first 4 minutes and get Boser out of there. And if he doesn't, Boser's a good live bet spot too here if they haven't caught on. But if he doesn't get him out of there in the first 4.5 minutes, I think Cutelaba is just going to be sitting duck. And Boser looked good. I actually like the drop in weight for him. He's always undersized at heavyweight. So if he doesn't have a problem making this weight, I like it for him. I think it's a good change to his career. I mean, even against fighting like the bottom of the barrel at heavyweight, he's still just so undersized. So I like it here. He looked good yesterday. He's definitely going to have a cardio advantage. Just he's got to survive the first few minutes. But if he doesn't, I still hit the bet. So fight doesn't start round 3 minus 150 is what I'm going with for this one.
Sounds good. Londo saying he's on that Cutelaba decision as well. I like Ion to abandon top control to chase a toe hold minus 600. That could be a good parlay beat.
That's your favorite bet, Brady. The flying toe hold is your favorite.
Flying toe hold. Love it. Sam actually likes Cutelaba here. Yeah, I think it's a winnable matchup, but I just can't trust the guy myself. Got some Lou fans in the chat. What's up, Prince? Like it. Boser looked great on the scales. Yeah, he weighed in like 203. So he looked phenomenal coming down to light heavyweight. Get Dark saying, Bray, remember someone in your chat put their rent money on Shane Burgos yesterday? I mean, people say that all the time. Like somebody today commented down that he put his rent or his house on Ed Herman this week. So people always say that. I don't recommend doing that or saying that because if you do that, you're probably not going to last long in this game.
I bet your house on it.
No, don't do that.
I can bet I'll bet your house. I'm not betting mine. I bet yours.
Yeah, don't bet your own house. You can bet somebody else's house. All right. No bias saying, Brady, check this one out. My parlay got his Rafa, Holloway, Jacoby, Mateus, Nicolau, Algio, Zellhuber fight to start round 2 in the Munoz fight. Probably got some crazy odds on that. I agree with most on there. Good luck on that. Boser round 2. Yeah, those Boser round 2, 3 props are pretty juicy there. Ed Herman is going to get that man another house. Let's go.
Hell yes, Jared.
That one house to win one house. I like it. I bet my kidney. My goodness. All right. We'll move on. We have Dustin Jacoby going against Azamat Mirzakhanov. We got Dustin Jacoby minus 147, Mirzakhanov plus 127. We'll start with you, Lou. What are you liking for this fight here?
I'm going to give this with a caveat. I like Jacoby, but this line movement all week, man. I mean, look, it happened with the Do Jung fight. I still like Jacoby there. I didn't think he was going to get a win in 1 minute. But there's a lot of things I like here. I like his reach advantage is going to be huge, especially in the big cage. Jacoby's also coming off like a really questionable loss to Roundtree. I think he's going to have a lot more urgency here to put the pressure on the judges. Mirzakhanov, he's been hurt in every fight. The Tafan fight still was really bad look for him. So I trust Jacoby's kickboxing, keep it at range. The bigger cage will help. And I think Mirzakhanov's grappling's a little overrated here. So, because Jacoby trains with our friend of the MMA engine, Cody Brundage, shoring up that wrestling. So give me Jacoby money line. I mean, I would do the KO decision prop, but I think I only might be saving like 5 cents here. I don't think Jacoby subs, really going to move the needle. So give me Jacoby to get it done money line.
All right, Jacoby money line minus 147. Patrick, what are you liking on this fight here?
Dang it, Lou. Stealing my bets every time you go first. Yeah, man, I got minus 171 on Jacoby. Personally, I put 2.5 units on that, and the line has come down, like Lou is saying. I don't know why. I mean, I know Murzakanov has that nice, shiny, undefeated record, but this guy is really a moment winner, not a minute winner. I think the better comprehensive striking game, the better longer attributes all go to Dustin Jacoby here. And sure, Murzakanov has gotten those puncher's chances off, actually in round 3 in his last 2 fights, but yeah, I don't see that happening here. I really think that the stance switching is huge for Jacoby in this fight. He's so seamless with the switching stances, leg kicking. I think Lou is totally on point with saying he's going to want to push the issue of, more eye-catching shots, put the pressure on him for the judges after, maybe getting robbed in his last fight. It was a close one, but I think he gets the job done. Probably by decision here. I could see an accumulation of strikes for Jacoby, putting away Murzakanov down the stretch potentially, but the money line has come down to a very playable number, so I'll take that.
Yep. I mean, the line movement kind of baffles me myself. I thought I was getting a steal at minus 159 on Monday, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Money's coming in on Azamat, which is interesting. I feel like if Azamat wins, it's probably a KO. Might as well just bet his KO, which is like plus 300. I just really struggle to see him winning a decision in this one. Forrest saying, I like Jacoby KO decision. I don't know if he leaves it up to the judges again after the Khalil fight. Yeah, that was a pretty bad decision. I don't know what you guys thought about that one, but you're not a fan of this. I think this fight's gonna be pretty good. Azamat can be a little boring, but I think Jacoby's gonna make this a fun fight.
Hey, Brady, Luke's now saying, what if they open the broadcast? They just tweeted it. He's like, what if they open the broadcast and say Herman Cummings is canceled? So this is Luke is the problem now.
He is the problem. Yes.
I'll have to straighten him out after this.
Go straight
manifesting it.
Unbelievable. A couple people on the Azamat KO3. Yeah, he's done it twice in a row. Devin Clark and Tafon. So maybe he could do it here, but I don't know. I think Jacoby's going to make this at a high pace to where Azamat's not going to look that fresh in the third. I think we're all caught up here. All right, co-main event. We have Billy Quarantillo going against Edson Barbosa. We have Billy Quarantillo now minus 160, Edson Barbosa plus 140. Looked like some money's coming in on Edson. Edson was around plus 146, now plus 140. It's not a ton of money coming in on Edson, but a little bit of line movement here. We'll start with you, Patrick. What are you liking for this co-main event here?
Like everything about this co-main event, both of these guys are a couple of my favorites. I've been a Barbosa fan since his debut. Hard to believe he's 37 years old at this point, man, but I think he's still a very good mover early. Either of these guys could get the accumulation of strikes going in their favor and finish the fight late. Those round 2, round 3 props are nice. And I will take like a longer shot prop here, plus 650 for the fight to end in round 3 for either man. That's how I'll play it for the show. I like that, and I think either guy could finish the other. I'm going with the Barbosa side. I think he does either win the fight by knockout or decision here, but just sniper versus zombie. I think Barbosa still has the accuracy and the power to get Billy Q out of there. So I'm on that side of it, but give me the fight ends in round 3 for the show, plus 650.
Plus 650 on that. Okay, I like it. Lou, what are you liking for this co-main event here?
I can't go that far with this, but I'm going to play fight doesn't go the distance. I do think that Barbosa, I know you and I talked during the week about how Barbosa's not really getting round 1 KOs, but man, Quarantillo's striking defense is like 0, especially early. Like, I don't know that he's ever won a first round of a fight. I think Barbosa's cardio, he doesn't have 5-minute cardio even at his age. He's looked all right. My big concern is that Barbosa, he's had injuries, like that leg injury he had, not too long ago. It still kind of worries me. But we've seen Quarantillo, man. He can weather the storm and come back and just really put a pace on somebody. If there's any grappling upside, it's Billy Q here. I do think he's going to probably be the one more likely to find a late finish, but I can't count Barbosa out. Again, just Quarantillo, man, just does not have any defense early in these fights. So give me fight doesn't go. My lean is Billy Q in the distance, but for the show, Barbosa, or for fight doesn't go is the official pick.
Fight doesn't go. I see a minus 133 there, which
yes,
I like that quite a bit. All right, fight doesn't go, minus 133 on that one. Yeah, cannot wait for that fight. Billy Q fights are always fun. His lack of striking defense is definitely a worry there for sure. Billy Q inside the distance. I hope Billy Q likes to eat chicken. Not sure what that means. What about Barbosa's takedown defense? It's pretty good. Billy Q by KO, sprinkle him in the third. Yeah, Patrick's hoping to hit somebody again and finish in the third there.
Yeah.
But Billy will be able to handle this version of Barbosa. Potentially, Barbosa is 37 coming off of an injury, so we'll see. Should be a very fun fight, though. All right, moving on to the main event. We have Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen. Max Holloway minus 161, Arnold Allen plus 141. And it looks like, Lou,
Yeah, I'm out. I have to pass.
you're passing on it. But what are your thoughts on the main event? Which way are you leaning on this one?
I'll tell you. How about this? I'll tell you why I'm passing on it. Is sometimes you just gotta have your gambler's instincts. Something all week with this line just felt wrong, felt off. Like Holloway should just be like -2 something. And I know that he's never been finished, and I know that this is a step down from Volkanovski, and I know Allen fights infrequently. There's just something telling me that this number there's something really weird with this number here. I might live bet it, especially if Allen's super competitive in the first round and it's a tight round. You can get Holloway. We'll see. But there's just something holding me back from wanting to bet this fight. So that's why I'd written down as a pass.
All right, passing.
Yeah, I just gotta trust that my gut's telling me there's something weird here.
Yep, nothing's wrong with that. Patrick, what do you like for the main event?
Yeah, man, that's why I haven't really played this fight with my own money. I do have in a prop parlay the over 2.5. Personally, for the show, I'll take the money line of Max Holloway since it has come down. I'm looking at minus 161 for Max Holloway today, which is incredible for as much as this guy's accomplished. Former champion, life-changing beatdowns of Calvin Kattar and of Brian Ortega back in the day as well. So, look, I want to sit back and watch. I don't want to invest too heavily in this fight. Arnold Allen, there's still a higher ceiling than what we've seen. We've seen him fight so infrequently that this guy could be making leaps and bounds of improvement. But you got to either break the durability of Max Holloway early, which nobody's really done yet, or, match his cardio and pace down the stretch of a 5-round fight. So if this was a 3-round fight, I might be on the Arnold Allen side as a dog here. But 5 rounds, man, Max Holloway, even when he was getting the snot beat out of him against Volkanovski last time out, he still never got out of the face of Volkanovski. So can Arnold Allen, hold that pace? I'm not quite sure. So I'll take Holloway here, but something personally I want to pass on from a betting perspective.
Yep, nothing wrong with passing. Allen is the first to stop Max. Round 3 TKO. Get Darce and Max KO round 4 and 5. Yeah, I think those Max late props could be interesting. Max and the over 2.5 minus 109. Good way to play Max there. Allen first round KO, just like Hooker. That is very disrespectful to Max Holloway. Max Holloway is not Dan Hooker.
Is Dan Hooker a bum, Brady? Is Dan Hooker a bum?
Is Max Holloway a bum?
Apparently, people think he's a washed bum this week, but we'll have to find out if he's washed or not. Londo's on the draw, 66-1. Lou, any interest in that? I mean, big odds.
Holloway is certainly live for 10-8s as this fight goes on. How many did he have against Kattar?
20 10-8s.
I mean, he had 2 of them.
3, probably.
Well, he would need
the whole fight was a 10-8, I think.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. I mean, if Allen's up early, we've seen Allen get tired near the end of the 3rd rounds. Maybe Allen gets an early 10-8. I don't know how he would. He'd have to get a knockdown. And maybe, I don't think he's going to even bother going on the ground here. But I see Holloway winning all the late rounds. So I saw somebody in chat saying round 4, round 5 KO for Holloway. Yeah. That's good luck.
Makes sense.
I don't care about how much damage Holloway's taken in his career. His cardio has always looked.
Yeah, the scorecards for Holloway Kattar were 50-42, 50-43, 50-43. Jesus.
Oh, my goodness.
50-42.
Wow.
50-42.
Wow.
That's nuts.
That is wild. One of the biggest beatdowns I've ever seen in my life.
So that's Jared, 4 of them? Is my math right? No, it's 3 of them.
Okay. Yeah. Jared saying, is Zach Cummings a bum? Maybe at this point he could be. We'll have to find out.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Hooker is
washed. This is the second guy named Cumming that he's faced.
Right,
that is true. Hooker is washed. He's getting up there, but he's not washed enough to lose to Claudio Poyas, and I cashed big on that. I was very happy with that. What's up, Vince? How you doing? Best of luck to you today. All right. So let's go to the final results. Make sure everything's correct, and then we're going to give the best bet of the card. And if you hit this bet, the odds you get is going to double. So say, for example, Lou hits the Phillips.
I'm not doing the Yam Bags one. I swear to God.
I got you. Lou hits the Phillips sub plus 750. A unit on that is 7.5 units. If he hits that, it's going to double to a 15 unit win, which I don't know if that's going to be his best bet, but that would be pretty crazy there. So Lou, you're passing on the first fight of the night, Pudilova. You have Phillips sub plus 750. Gomes money line plus 130. You're passing on the Zellhuber fight. You're taking Robertson money line minus 122. You're taking the Herman Yambags plus 2,000. The Royval over 2.5 plus 102. Algio money line minus 188. Garcia inside the distance plus 250. You're passing on the Gutierrez fight. You're taking Kudalaba fight won't start round 3 minus 150. You are taking the Jacoby money line minus 147. You're taking the Quarantillo fight doesn't go to decision minus 133. And then you're passing on the Holloway fight main event. Lou, is all of that correct? And if so, what is your best bet of the entire card? What do you want to double here?
I don't typically like to do the best. Everything's right. I typically don't like to do, especially with the format you have, I don't like doing the double on plus odds if I can avoid it. But like, man, I just felt so good about this Garcia in the distance all week that like,
I like that.
I got to go with it, man.
I like that. That would be a big hit, 5 unit hit if that hits for Lou. His best bet.
I have no split decisions on this card. What am I doing?
I know.
This is weird. I'm gonna lose.
I remember the first week you hit like 1 or 2 of them.
I was gonna do split on the first fight at the Pudilova fight, but
yeah,
nah.
All right, Lou is taking that Garcia into the distance for his best bet on the card. I like that one. All right, Patrick, you have Pudilova fight goes to decision minus 230. Gaston Bolaños money line minus 172. Gomes money line plus 130. You're passing on Zellhuber, Robertson, and Herman fights. You're taking Nicolau money line minus 195. You're taking the Algio money line minus 188. You're taking Garcia inside the distance plus 250. Gutierrez money line minus 200. You're passing on the Kudalaba fight. You got Jacoby money line minus 147. You have the Quarantillo fight to end in round 3 plus 650. And then you have the Holloway money line minus 161. Patrick, is all that correct? And if so, what is your best bet of the card?
Yeah, it all looks correct to me. I'm torn between 2 of these for the best bet. I do like that Algio money line. I think I'm very confident in that one. Would be nice to double those odds, man. But that Quarantillo Barbosa fight ends in round 3, man. I could get up to lose level if I hit that one. So give me that for the sake of the show. Let's make that the best bet. They both have so many round 3 finishes for and against. I got to take it.
I'm rooting for that, man. I'm rooting for it, Pat.
That'd be a plus 13 unit hit for Patrick if the Barbosa Quarantillo fight.
From rags to riches. Let's go, Brady.
Let's go. Cannot wait to see if that hits. I'll be rooting for it too. But he probably passes me up if he hits that. So we'll see. All right, guys, we did it. I'm going to kick it around here. We'll start with you, Lou. Lou, any final thoughts on the card? And then also let the people know where they can find you, what you typically have going on throughout a content week.
Just everybody, good luck. It's, some of these cards, just remember, some of these cards that look kind of shitty on paper end up being like really fun. So careful what you roll on this one, like pick your spots well. And I'm back this week with props to consider. I have no idea who my guest is. And next Thursday, we'll be doing the same game parlay show again with Gordo. Will be an every week thing now that Gordo has finished 8th grade or whatever he was doing last week. So whatever my son Gordo is doing is the only father-son YouTube show out there for same game parlays.
I like it. There we go. All right, Patrick, any final thoughts on the card? And also let the people know where they can find you and what you have going on for some content on a weekly basis.
Yeah, man, I'm super excited for this to kick off. Thank you for having me as always. Lou, it's always a pleasure talking fights with you, my friend. So my name is Patrick. For those of you who don't know me, I run a YouTube called Addicted to Combat. Closing in on that 1,000 subscriber mark. So go ahead and give me a subscribe over there. Let's talk some fights. I usually put out my full card breakdowns on Sunday or Monday. I'll have my live streams on Wednesday nights. This week, I'll have the great Johnny K picks on there. Always rotating guests. I release all my best bets on Thursdays. And let's talk some fights, guys. Enjoy the card.
Let's go. How many subs away are you from 1,000, Patrick?
Like 60 or so.
There you go. Yeah, guys, go sub to Patrick. Go get him to 1,000 there. The link is down in the description for Patrick's channel. Then also the
He's
MMA
good
Engine.
people.
Yes, Patrick is a very, very nice guy. Very nice guy. MMA Engine with me, Lou, Weezy, Monk. Go check that out as well. And yeah, subscribe here to the channel, like, and all that good stuff. And best of luck for UFC Kansas City. Should be a fun card. And good luck on all your bets, guys. See you later.
Cheers.